Account. I am on the right one. Okay. What's going on? Wait for a couple of people to get up in here. Kind of a couple minutes behind time, but we are here now. All in alignment. Just go ahead and get this together. Oh, baby. How we doing? How we doing? So, today we're going to be talking about sisterhood. The power of friendship. And, so, this message kind of been on my heart for a couple of months now here. And, hey, how you doing? Hi, y'all. Hi. Kind of a little behind time here. Had to get my baby together, but we here. So, okay, so yeah, let's get up in here. So, of course, today we're going to be talking about sisterhood, the power of friendship, right? And, like I was saying, like this message kind of been on my heart for a couple of months here. And, but I sat with it. I said, all right, Spirit, you want me to talk about this? I'm going to sit with it for a second before I share, right? And I feel like this is a great time to discuss this, not only because of what's going on in our society, the chaos that's going on right now in our society, but also because we have stepped into the year of 8. This year is about a lot of karma. But not only about a lot of karma this year, it's also about, relationships, not just platonic, non-platonic, the relationship we have with ourselves, the relationships we have with other people, even from our family, even partnerships, any type of ship, any type of connection. This is going to be the year that a lot of things are going to be highlighted, right? So, with this particular conversation, sisterhood and friendship, right? We came a long way from coming together and working together and being one, being one as in a whole, and in unity and the respect that we have from each other, right? And I have experienced sisterhood through many different ways and forms. Not only do I have sisters, I have a younger sister, I have an older sister, but I also have sisters that's not blood related. I also have cousins that's like sister, I come from a household where my family is pretty close. My elders took a lot of my family members in here and there. So, I always had like family around. So I developed my first friendship through cousinships or whatever, they say your cousins are your first friends, right? And, of course, my siblings, but I'm the oldest and they was younger, so, it's a little bit different, right? And one thing I have noticed with this day and time is that, I know that it has always been an issue, with conflict and combative. And I know people always had drama and have, like, problems, right? But this day and time, it's like no one really... I ain't gonna say no one, so I'm gonna be mindful of how I say this, but a lot of women aren't as together as they were before. A lot of women have conflict with other women, and I know a lot of times with this happening, it has something to do with how, they feel inside, but also because of the experiences for women, women can be very mean. I'm gonna be honest with you. Women can be very mean, and they can be very catty, and they can be big projectors, if they have insecurities or they feel like you have it going on, then they can kind of project and they're not as inviting. And women have also been hurt a lot, bully a lot. So it's just a continuous cycle that's been going on, right? And it's a lot of women who lost respect for other women, or just don't feel like they can trust other women. They don't feel safe. They don't feel like like they just don't feel inviting of other women. And I discussed this before, how like even like random strangers, some women are not as inviting as other women. But let me tell you something really quickly here. So the other day I came across this thing that appeared on my timeline about like women to women conversations, right? And how if a woman hit you up about a guy and see if you dealing with the same guy, right? And the other woman responded back quite ugly. And I was just reflecting, because I have several of them women conversations before. I've been a woman before to reach out, or just ask and curious. I mean, I wasn't really with the guy, but and also I've been a woman who came to, and it's just a response. It's like, dang, we don't protect our own women. We don't, even if it's none of your business, all that other type of stuff, but we really don't have no respect for other women, and we just quick to like belittle them when they really come to you genuinely wanting to know, like. And I be thinking, like, we always talking about how people aren't protecting women, but we're not even protecting ourselves, as in we're not protecting other women as well. And I just looked at that, and it kind of really, just really add fuel to this conversation of why I wanted to talk about friendship and, sisterhood and the unity, right? I want to talk about, like, how can we bring that back here, and what is we know what the problems are, but how can we unpackage some of these problems? How can we unpackage some of these traumas? And how can we just stand up for each other, like empower each other? Because we are so abundant. Of course, we are so powerful. But when we come together, the essence, the divinity, the nature of who we are, we can really shift so much. And I know it also has to do with, the type of women we experience, right? The type of what our morals are, or what we are target to go towards. Like, everyone is not the same. Everyone doesn't believe in the same thing, and I get that. But like, if we can just get back to the basics of respecting women, if we can get back to the basic of like uplifting our sisters, and confiding in them, and like one of the other sisters responded yesterday about how one thing she noticed about women friendships is it takes vulnerability, transparency, and that is very much true. It takes vulnerability and transparency with a lot of connections, but definitely with sisterhood. Like, I'm not feeling how you moving, and it's impacting me in a way that I'm not gonna respond kindly. Can we talk about this? Can we not belittle each other? And it's very difficult these days, because, like I was saying, women can be catty. They be so catty, and where can I begin with this? It's just becoming overwhelming, and it becoming draining, and it don't feel safe, right? So of course, I'm talking about this today, but I plan on bringing other women up here. We're going to be discussing the power of friendship. We're going to be discussing sisterhood, like getting back to the basic. Like, just think about these women back in the day. Like, let's say a woman birthed a child, right? The community of women would come together, and they would nurse that woman back to health, take care of that baby. Like, what happened to that? Like, what happened to we looking out for each other? Like, we having each other back. And earlier today, because I end up having, and there's a reason why I kind of late, I end up had to take my baby to the doctor really quick. Just nothing too crazy, but I was driving, and I was just thinking about like how, I was just thinking about like how they always say women are against our brothers, right? Midwives, exactly. Women are against the collective. But then I was just saying, like, dang, the same way we talk about how other people treat us is how we treat us. And the same way other people look at us is really the reason because of how we look at ourselves. And I just kind of got like, I just sat with that, and I just thought about like, damn, well, we need to really have this conversation. We really needed to, at least, I mean, it's not much I'm gonna be mindful of your words, Raz. It's I can do a lot, but I can do more when we are together, right? And I just want to just raise awareness and just shine light on healthy connection with women. Like, how can we? And then hold on real quick, because I know I'm because it's just so much coming to me at one time. I was thinking about, like, it's some women who are interested in being friends with other women, right? They are interested in growing with other women, right? But they are nervous, and immediately they be like, they sabotage before they even get into the connection. They sabotage before they even can be build a conversation with the women, and they're just like, automatically, because of my experiences, I'm not even gonna come in here welcoming. And if you automatically thinking like, dang, this gonna turn out just like all my other friendships, this gonna turn out just like everything else, you kind of manifesting that, and you kind of inviting that energy in. So then it happens like that. So I also want to just talk about, like, us, like, unpacking those traumas, unpacking those fears, those insecurities, some experiences. And even though you go through them experiences because, you know, you learn lessons and you're supposed to apply it, you know, going forth, but, like, how can you apply it when the ways it's not sabotaging you, you know? How can you apply it to use it for discernment? Because those experiences that we go through when it comes to connections, when it comes to friendships, it's also to raise awareness of ourselves and our boundaries, but also to know when to have discernment and know when things aren't working for us. So how can we use this in a healthy way to build healthy connections with our sister, with our, you know, pretty much our sister? We're going to start with that, because then as we can just do that, we'll be able to have healthy connections outside of us, outside of sisterhood, you know. And like I said, having a sisterhood reflects who we are individually. It reflects, like, the things that we may be fearful of, or even the way that we talk to each other. Like, dang, like, or talk to ourselves is what I want to say. If y'all have any questions, y'all can drop them down here. If y'all want to talk about something, y'all can drop it down here. But again, this is just the beginning of the discussion. I will be bringing other women on, like I said, and we will be talking more about this. I just want to kind of go ahead and break the ice and just go ahead and talk about it, because, like, like I said, you'd be triggered to do the work or triggered by the work, and I was just triggered to go ahead and get this work out, because, like, it's a much needed conversation, and it breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart, like, just see us go back and forth with each other, just to see us just, like, belittle each other, like, it and I'm not saying that we all do that, but, like, just to see it happen in the collective as a whole, as a culture, it really breaks my heart, and it's disturbing, because, like, all that power and potential going to waste for some foolishness, some fuck shit, and it's just annoying to me. And I just want to get back to the sacredness, the unity of the divine sisterhood, you know, of the friendship, you know. And even if you can't get along with other people, or even if they're not in alignment and it's a mismatch, it's cool. Everybody's not for everybody. It's just, can we just have respect for each other, you know? Can we still uplift each other in a way that is not destroying, you know, or bullying, or or targeting, you know? Just pretty much just having respect. Just having respect. I'm trying to find this other page because I dropped it, and I was writing some more stuff up here, just some keynotes, and I just want to not just spill everything. I just want to hit some points, because, like I said, I will be talking more about this when it comes with the other ladies. With these toxic manifestation with sisterhood, do you think this primarily can come from the mothers, or more so unsuccessful friendship? Yes, predominantly, yes. I have seen that the relationship with their mothers, it reflects how they react with other women. And it was some time ago, I shared this on this page about, like, women who have this, like, toxic relationship with their mother, who have this hate with their mother, can really have hard troubles like connecting with other women. It was Maya. She shared this from Femme Madge. I don't know if you guys know her, but she shared it, and it resonated with me because like I dealt with women who have this, like they at war with their mom, and being friends with them was very difficult. They had no respect for women. Like they just cutthroat, and that's because of their relationship with their mom. And you know, to be honest with you, you know, our mom is our first love, man or boy or girl, it don't matter. Like our mom is that first connection. We come from her. So like if that connection is kind of already in turmoil, you going forth afterwards, you're already going to feel like, you know, most of your other connections is going pretty much like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my mother didn't raise me. I really just got to know my mother in the past couple of years, to be honest with you. And even though I had that healthy feminine and masculine energy in my life with my great aunts and my elders that passed away, recipes all of y'all, but at the same time, I still had a level. I used to say like, dang, if my mom don't love me, my mom can't, you know, get along with me, she can, who gonna love me, who gonna be cool with me, and all that other type of stuff. And I had to step myself out of that, and that feeling of like, damn, everything will revolve around just this relationship with my mom. Like this is its own energy. It do stimulate, like we do have problems and traumas that stimulate from them situations. I'm not gonna totally ignore that and not saying it don't exist, but I had to be like, okay, I'm not gonna be a pure product of this bad experience with my mom, you know. And I feel like a lot of times with these relationships, a lot of people use these excuses, and I no offense to anybody, I'm not here to trigger. I am kind of here to trigger people, but no offense. So we identify that you have this relationship and it's toxic. We identify that. We can't keep using it as an excuse. When you want better, you got to do better. And when you really want it, you will do better. So, but it is a main reason why it happens. Like, you know, with these relationships and these manifestations of manifesting the toxic situation, you know, just being, I'm telling you, just being like defensive, being guarded, not fully open. And when you want something and you're not fully open and you guard it, so when you get it, when you think you get what you want, and it usually be what you wanted to, like something happened, because we really ultimately have the power to shift how an energy gonna go. Like it could start off being like really good, and that potential for it to be good, but then our doubt and our sabotage shift it, right? So when you really want that relationship, the friendship to come in and be stable and grounded and loving and compassionate, but you still standoffish, you are energetically telling the universe, like, this ain't really what it's gonna be. This ain't really gonna be something good. This really ain't gonna be inviting. I can't really trust that. So now that seed that you done planted, that's in your head, that you feeling, that you have passion about, working with the universe, because you know this is very magical here, working with the universe, and now you done manifest that can't trust individual. Universal that can't be trusted, if I'm making any sense here. So like just fully like letting your guard down is important, of course, but having discernment is even more important, right? And this is another thing too I wanted to talk about, because like it is times where we come into a situation, and how do we know the difference if it's going to be like, okay, can I trust this, or is this trauma? Because really knowing the difference between that can really determine, and could be very important, because a lot of times you might get a feeling like something ain't right, and it really ain't right. So you got to have discernment and know if it really ain't right, if that friendship really for you, or is it for some other reason, some karmic situations or trauma or whatever. Or is it really right, but you so traumatized from your experiences that you're not able to enjoy it. You're not able to embrace it. I have noticed well in past situations with a rift between communication skills with me and another woman, with results in shutting down. Yes, that is a big thing. And I'm going to tell you about an experience that I just had recently. And I just had a conversation last night with a friend of mine that I didn't talk to in months. So it is common for people to shut down because, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. A lot of people don't know how to communicate, or in a healthy way of communicating, or they may try to avoid confrontation because it's going to blow up in a way that they not prepared for, they don't want to, or they just don't. That can happen. And in that time right there, I noticed, like, even if y'all have these emotions, even if y'all feel like y'all not going to be able to, like, sit down, if you have to write a letter, if you have to type it out and just wait to get yourself together and then come together and talk, then that's going to have to be it. But communication is so important with any connection. It don't matter who it is, brother, sister, cousin, partner, it don't matter. Business, communication is so important. If people are not able to communicate, comprehend it, it's not gonna work. And you got to find a way that you can communicate and take that vulnerability and don't feel ashamed about how you feeling. Because let me tell you something, everyone is entitled to feel the way they want to feel. However it's perceived is how it's perceived, but you're entitled to feel how you need to feel. Being transparent, being vulnerable, and sharing that feeling to make sure, and that's how you know when you got a friend that's ready to grow with you. They able to receive what you say. They may not like it, they might not agree with it, but they able to receive what you're saying, and then they can take it and y'all can grow and y'all can share and y'all can build. But find a way that, you know, y'all can communicate is so important. And one thing I have noticed, like, if you can't talk verbally, like I said, do something y'all both like, color together, and then y'all talk it out. Maybe y'all in your inner child, y'all can, like, embrace it. Write a letter, like I said earlier. Yes, write a letter, like I said. Or y'all, like I noticed too, sometimes it get heated in a conversation when you want to talk with somebody, right? Y'all can have a talking piece. Let's say this market is the talking piece, right? Whoever got the mark and they can speak. Because sometimes women they become, I've been a woman, like, sometimes I'm still working on it. God knows I'm not perfect. But, like, sometimes we could cut people off, right? So, like, I got the talking piece, so let me talk. Here you go. Now you can talk. And letting that person talk and not being so judgmental and not being Because a lot of times people wait to respond. They ain't really listening to hear it out. They're just quick to respond so they can get their point across. And to have a healthy connection with anybody, especially in women, we gotta really, like, hear each other out. We gotta really listen because, you know, we want to be heard. Yes, when being transparent, and exactly. But a lot of times, initially, if you find yourself in a connection with a woman, and I'm saying friendship, sisterhood, anybody, but a lot of times you find yourself where you feel like the other person is not fully open, they're not really embracing. A lot of times you are the person that's supposed to initiate that energy. And I don't know, it'd be stuck like, why I always gotta be the bigger person? It's just what it is. It is what it is. So take it. Sometimes when you feel like someone is not fully open, you start by being transparent. You start by being clear, and, you know, taking the initiative. You will notice how you initiated that energy, right? And they'll begin to open up. Well, you know, if you're honest, you're vulnerable, 9 times out of 10, if it ain't no fuck energy, they're going to be honest and vulnerable as well. And then sometimes people are so stuck in their trauma, they don't know how to be honest or vulnerable. They don't know how. And then it's up to you to see if you have that patience to share that honesty and that vulnerability. Like, hey, you rubbed me the wrong way, and I understand. I mean, I agree with what you got going on. I mean, I understand what you got going on to an extent, but I'm hearing what you're saying, you know. And just being honest and transparent and vulnerable and communicate. Like I said, communicate. And if you can't verbalize it, write it out. Write it out to each other. We're going to write each other letters until we get this together. Like, you really got to treat your friendship kind of like how you would treat your partnership, your relationship. Like, that's so important. People so quick to give up on a friendship, but then they will stay with some fuck energy, boyfriend, girlfriend, no matter, constantly giving them tries and tries and tries and tries. But as soon as that friend make or do something that's not of a, they don't agree with, they quick to cut it off. And that's another problem with our generation. We're so quick to, like, oh, I'm protecting my peace. At some point, we just running from the real problem. At some point, we running from trauma. At some point, we running from accountability. At some point, we just running from really standing. And that's a problem. This generation give up so quick and think that, oh, we're going to manifest friends that's going to be a better vibration. Or we're going to manifest people that's going to be, yes, you can manifest people as a better vibration. But if you don't address that problem, that energy is going to keep hopping. It's going to keep hopping and you still going to have to face it. And to the point you're going to realize, man, I'm really running from myself. So let me address what this is. It's rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like how you showing up. How can we handle this? What can we resolve this? How can, just nipping it in the butt. And like I said, especially with come this year, because this year is a lot of karma, a lot of relationships. No matter what type of relationship, there's going to be a lot of that. So anything that come up, especially in friendship, it's important to resolve it as soon as possible to avoid a catastrophe. Just to avoid the whole big old shaboo. And we don't need all of that. Like, we really don't. Like, and especially, like, and that's another story. So I'm going to just stop right there with that conversation. But we don't need that because each person is different. Each person is an individual. Each person will think differently, and we're going to do things differently, right? We just got to listen to that. Even if we don't like what someone is doing, let's talk about it, let's stress it, let's be vulnerable. But at the same time, we just got to be open because, like, either way, you're going to keep running into that same energy. So you might as well address it. Now, when you realize that energy is a problem, now, I ain't saying stay and get your insane sanity all ruined. But when you realize that energy is a problem, then you're like, okay, I see what this really is. After you done did all you can do, some things you just got to let it go. You just got to make peace with, okay, I did what I did. I ain't running. I'm making peace. But if you feel like it's something that, y'all can grow from, then embrace it with open arms, with love. Embrace it with love. And let it be what it is. I know it kind of, yeah. Those uncomfortable conversations are really comforting, though, enlightening, especially when communication is exactly. And them uncomfortable conversations are very enlightening, and it really allows you to see what kind of person you're dealing with. It really allows you to see even yourself and how you handle situations. So, and then a lot of times it be catching people off guard because, like, you be like, dang. So this is really what it was? And the whole time you making up, it could be some of what's going on, but like in the whole time when our minds start coming to contact with certain problems, we start adding our own perspective to the problem and it become a whole nother scenario and we miss the underlying reason of why it really happened. We add our traumas, our fears, our experiences, and then how that person moving and how we perceive and all. Okay. Yeah, it's a bunch of illusions. I really appreciate you up here. You know what I'm saying? That's why you finna. And I'm going to call you back when I get off the line, but. Yeah, but the friendship, the sisterhood is so important. I don't know if y'all seen that reel I shared last night about, what's the girl named Suki? How she was standing up for, I don't know. I'm going to be watching that mess, but pretty much about how the girl is bullying the other girl. And I know it's reality TV and all that other stuff, right? But that's a common thing. Like, women would try to pick on weak women and or what they deem to be weak. A group of them, which you take a group of y'all, so who's really the weak one? But anyway, and pick on this one individual. And regardless if that person was wrong, at some point now, we ain't got to be ganging up on each other. Like, it's like high school. And I keep saying it's like high school. And I had an experience this past summer that tried to come up to me like high school. And I rebuked that. I was like, don't come up. Don't come to me. No, none of that. And the problem is, women like to gossip. And I can't stand gossip. Oh, I'll make somebody feel stupid. They come talking to me about someone. I'll be like, we not good with that. I'm not good with that. I don't even like the way I don't like the way it made me feel. I don't like the way hearing it. I ain't got time. I got my own problems. I ain't gonna say problems. I'm mindful of what I'm saying. I got my own things I'm working on solutions for. So, no. When I noticed myself doing that back then, I was like, dang, I must be creative if I made that all up in my head. Girl, see, look, you see? I appreciate the energy, but just like how we do that, we don't need that. No, I don't need nobody pulling up on nobody, because bless believe I can handle it if I need to handle it. But what I'm just saying is, I don't appreciate how women come up and just feel like they can just bully on other women. I don't appreciate the cattiness. I don't appreciate, exactly, if you could, no, so yeah, if you can create all that stuff in your head, and imagine what we can do when we using that thought, when using that mind to create something that's more powerful. We coming together, healing each other. Like, dang, you really feel that mad? Well, let's focus on that problem, and let's focus on the solution, because we don't really want to focus on the problem. But let's put our energy to what you got going on, and let's pull up out of that. Like, we using our energy for the wrong things. We're using our energy, and then we get into the depressions, and we start feeling very transmute that energy. That's a fact. And then we start feeling very, like, we just feel drained. We feel miserable. We feel like nothing is working out in our life, and it's the wrong thing. It's the wrong thing to be worried about. Dang, I kind of felt like I done got in here and then shared a lot of information. So in the beginning of this live, I was talking about, like, the women to women topics and conversations, especially dealing with the same man. Let's just talk about this right quick. And I keep thinking about, because I used to always read these old myth books, and some of it's true. I was thinking about how women will always come together, like we'll come in, like we don't need a man. I don't want to be coming out, we don't need a man, because we do need a man. I need a man, but energetically, the things that we was able to do, we ain't necessarily need certain type of energies and species. And I just think about, like, how we lower ourselves, and how we are able to just pretty much, like I said, how they pretty much just go back and forth with each other over someone else, is what I'm saying. And I'll just be thinking about, it's times where I wish I would have stood up, and no offense, it's times I wish I would have stood up more for my sister in situations like that. And it's time I wish sisters would have stood up more for me, because, like, if we think about it, at the end of the day, we probably have different perspectives, but we probably have genuine energy going towards that. Like, especially as women, how when we get involved, we be really, leading with our hearts sometimes and not with our minds. And so, like, our intentions aren't bad, but, like, emotions get involved, and stories get involved, and people get involved, and energy get involved, and it just becomes a problem. And then we look at it and, like, dang, who was I during this situation? Like, why wasn't I able to step out how I feel, and then look from another perspective and see that I had a sister hurting. I had a sister that probably needed my help, because women are complete opposite. And like I said, I share that screenshot, and just like, don't message me about reaching out. And I'm like, dang, like, you don't understand what she probably was going through, and she just probably need that one confirmation, even though she knew. And a lot of times we be knowing as women, but, like, we just be like, we think because who we are and the vulnerability that we are in, and someone gonna be that way with us, and then just to get slammed the door in the face by another woman, you be like, damn, like, why are we like this? Because naturally, women are supposed to be nurturer. Naturally, we're supposed to be compassionate. Naturally, we're supposed to be lovers, and open and receiving. And I just think about, like, I don't know why I just seen a granny come here, hugging and all of that, right? But these days, more women are in a masculine energy. So when they're in a masculine energy, they are very brutal. You know, masculine energy is brutal, and the feminine energy is chaotic. So imagine being brutal and chaotic at the same time. And no, we aren't considerate of other women, because again, we're not that considerate of ourselves. And if the women not really that, you know, that loving of herself, she's not gonna really know how to be that for another one. I'm trying not to talk in circles here, you know, I got plenty to say. But yeah, so look at all this I wrote. Y'all read, I just be spirit just be writing through me. Yeah, so I'm pretty much about to wrap this up though. This was a nice little discussion. I appreciate y'all from getting up here. And so tomorrow I'll be going live with someone else, and we're gonna be talking more about this. Also, like I said, I have something I've been working on and trying to share, but I have something I've been working on for my sisters, for my ladies, and it's so important. It's so important that I get this out, and it's something I'm passionate about, and it's something that I experience. And I feel like it's something that can be helpful and beneficial. But definitely stay tuned. I definitely want to thank all of y'all for tapping in. Please share this with somebody. If you got a conversation you want to talk about, don't hesitate. Reach out to me. I'm open. You know, we start to talking, and next thing you know, you begin voice memos from me, because I can't type that much. I got to talk it out. But yeah. So thank y'all for tapping in. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Please keep your mind open. Please keep your mind open. And I feel like it was something else I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, that's gonna be for a whole nother lie, because it's a whole session. But keep your mind open. Y'all have a good day. Embrace a new connection today. There's some ladies down here that's in the chat. If y'all not following them, please follow them. Comment them. I'm telling you, any women that come to me and or connected with me, I'm telling y'all, them people y'all gonna love. They are so inviting. They so loving. They and they feminine energy. They, you know what I'm saying, they're very thoughtful. They considerate. Like, follow somebody that you see down here. Comment with somebody that you see down here. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I mean, it's a few of us, but we are very mighty. All right, so y'all have a good day. I'm getting off here. Yeah, the light is lighting. I had this wig on. I told you I took my son to the doctor, right? So my hair bald headed, and it's cold outside, but I kept it on because I like the color. But anyway, I gotta go. Let me start talking. We talking about everything, but all right, let's just get off of this girl.